I think I just need to exhale. I'm just so proud of this group. I have to say that first. And then I have to give Wichita State a ton of credit because they fought and fought. And we knew that they would. That is the type of team that they are. Christy teaches a bunch of fighters, and they kept throwing punches. And I'm just proud of this team that they kept throwing them as well. I thought our team showed a ton of character today, a ton of fight, a ton of heart. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of this program. And I'm really excited that we get to spend some more time together. Not ready for this year to end. So,
questions for the student athletes?
I guess, Autumn, just what does it mean to you to record the last put out?
It's awesome, but you can't do it without the 20 before that. So my team did a great job of just being resilient in that game. Mary Half faced some adversity, but she didn't let it phase her. You couldn't tell on her face from pitch to pitch what was happening the pitch before that. So the resiliency the whole game led to that, and it was great. The game was hurting my heart, so we just wanted to end it. I'm trying for it to be over.
Hard to believe after those 2 years of only winning one conference game, you're all going to Super Region.
It is when you look back and you think about it that way, but when you look at this team and when you look at how we've played this year, it's not. We have everything that it takes, and we've known that all year. We have the utmost belief in ourselves and in our coaches, and we know that we deserve to be where we are. We know we've earned it. So when you look back at that and you just think about that, yeah, it's hard to believe. But when you look at what we've done this year, we know that we're here for a reason.
All three girls after the game turned around to the outfield. Coach Todd is there. What was that moment like, getting to go over there and give him a hug and just seeing him here to support you guys?
That was pretty incredible. Just from what he's gone through, and for him to be able to come out and support us, you can't even really put it into words how much that means to us, and you can see just how important it is to him as well, and to feel his support is, sorry, can't talk about it.
We wouldn't be where we are without Todd Barber. He's made us better people and better athletes every single day. He pushes us way beyond our limits and way beyond what we even imagine that we can do in our weight room and in our preseason workouts, and then keeps us in shape all year. So we would absolutely not be where we are without the work that he's put into us, and he does it selflessly, and he believes in us as well. So just having that person believing in you really carries over to us and helps us be successful. So huge shout out to Todd for being here. It meant a lot.
Scotty.
Hannah, before the home run, did you feel like you were due for a big hit?
I felt like I was due for something. It had been a while, so I was ready for it for sure. Didn't know it was going to be that, but.
And it seemed like you'd hit some pretty hard balls, but they just weren't dropping. I mean, did you feel like, hey, something's got to drop, you know? And when you hit it, did you think it was going out?
I did not. I was just hoping no one would get to it, and once I saw that it was carrying a little bit, then I started to wish as I was rounding first, like, please keep carrying. But no, I had no idea. I was just trying to hit something hard to move people, not even swing out of my shoes or anything like that.
On the last night, it wasn't a routine playoff, so you had to lay out for it. When you see the ball come off the bat, what's going through your head, and kind of just, maybe you could just describe the play, you know?
With the type of pitcher that Mary is, she forces a lot of pop-ups. So I'm constantly ready for anything in the air, short or long. So just with the type of pitcher that she is, knowing that she's going to produce those easier outs for us, I'm always ready for them. So because she's able to do her job and do it so well, I'm able to be ready for something like that to happen. So.
And when you're making your dive, you're thinking, I got to get this. You know, if I get this, we're going to the Supers. I mean, is there something going through your head? Or?
No, I don't have that much time to think during the play. I thought it was going to carry a little more than it did. When I started to see it getting a little lower, I knew I had to end the game right there. Could not take any more of it.
Yes, Mary, just coming in and relief, kind of how much energy did you have left from yesterday, and did it just kind of pick up, and how did you shrug off the double, to be hit right off the bat?
I definitely wasn't feeling amazing. I mean, after pitching 2 games past 2 days, but I know that I had to go out there and grind for my team and do whatever I had to do to get outs, and they were behind me to make some really good outs for me and help me out on the plate too, on the other side with Hannah's home run. So after she hit that, I was like, I'm not letting the game go. We're not losing this game. So that was just my mentality.
Yeah, and you had a couple walks, you had a couple hit batters, but those last 2 innings, you retired him in order. It looked like you could smell the finish line. Kind of what was going through your head? You had a bunch of strikeouts.
Yeah, I guess I just started getting on good momentum. I mean, the whole team was feeling really good, really loose. So I just tried to keep the momentum on our side and finish the game out strong because I knew that they were going to push in the 7th inning and they weren't going to give up to the last out. So just being strong in the 7th inning is something I've been working on the whole season.
And I think you're 3-0 on the weekend. You threw like 270 pitches. I mean, how would you sum up your weekend?
It was amazing finishing out Bogle like this, our last home games of the season. Just amazing. I mean, this team's awesome, and we've been such on a rally. So I think just finishing out like this is amazing for our seniors, and just having their support from the Razorback fans really helped us this weekend.
And for you two, how would you guys sum up Mary's performance? What do you think of her job this weekend?
I think Mary did incredible. Even on bad days, other teams can't tell that she's struggling because she's just so solid throughout. And you could tell when Mary turns it on, and today she turned it on and stuck it out for us. So proud of her.
Yeah, Mary's just resilient all the time. I think back to the inning where we walked 3 batters and Mary was like, you know what, I'm fixing to punch back and get these outs. And we can see that and we can feel that on defense. And that makes us want to play that much harder behind her. It gives us confidence going into hit. So her resiliency on the rubber is everything to us. And it carries us in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Mary, I think they loaded up the bases in the 5th, and you got out of that. What do you remember about getting out of that jam? Kind of what was going through your head? How'd you do it?
Just trying to stay within myself and not make the moment bigger than it is. I mean, it's easy for people to get the sound from the crowd and the momentum from the other team, and just trying to even it out and just stay within yourself and focus on the batter. And that's what I was thinking about, just not trying to make the moment bigger than what it was.
You obviously want to stay in the moment, but looking ahead, Super Regional probably against Oklahoma. How do you get ready for that now?
I mean, you can say they're back-to-back national champs, but they're softball players just like we are. So just going out there and not being intimidated and attacking every batter, because they make mistakes just like we make mistakes and just like normal human beings. So just try not to make them bigger than what they are and just going out there and playing softball.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies. Congrats. Questions for Coach Dyfel? Alyssa.
Coach, I know what Mary just said about the possibility of playing Oklahoma, and we don't know what's happening in Norman right now, but you said after the game that there's still work to do. With what's on the horizon, what do you want to see out of this team after you regroup and get ready for the next step?
Well, I first just want them to enjoy this. This is such a big moment for them and for our program, so I just want them to enjoy it. And then I want them to rest. And then we'll go to work. But what this week is going to look like, it's going to look like every other week of just us focusing on what we need to do, fine-tuning some things that we might see from them, but putting a lot of focus in what we do well and preparing ourselves to go to battle together.
No, yeah, right there. Yeah, how would you put Mary's weekend in perspective? I mean, 269 pitches, 3-0. What did you think of her job this weekend?
She just has a lot of guts. She has a lot of guts, and she's a consistent fighter for us. And it's the point of the season where you don't count pitches anymore. Tired's not in your vocabulary. You just do whatever you need to for your team to win, and that's exactly what Mary did this weekend. And she just was huge for us in the circle. She's so under control. And I'm going to give Autumn Storms credit, too, because we needed every pitch that she gave us today. And those two are so good together. But Mary, she just always has another gear. She battled in that 5th inning, and then she comes out in that 6th. That 6th inning was huge for us. They had the top of the order up again. And for her to strike out the side was just taking the momentum and keeping it in our dugout. So she's said it before, she's got ice in her veins, and she's got a lot of guts.
And when she gets up the double and they take the lead, I mean, what's going through your head at that point?
We still have punches to throw. It's not an ideal situation, but we had a lot of game left, and the worst thing we could do in that moment is think that they got us, because think it was in the 3rd inning, or if I remember correctly. So we have a lot of game left, and I liked what we were doing offensively, so stay in the course.
You felt like, hey, it's just the first batter. Mary's going to settle in after that. Is that kind
Oh,
of
yeah, she always does. She always does. She kind of worked herself into a tough count, and she hit a good pitch. And then that happens in this game. Even, some of Mary's good pitches get hit. But I thought she settled in. She responded really well. Our defense responded really well and came up with some big hits and had her back.
Just how big was it to get Lang out of the mound in the 1st inning?
Oh, it was big, but they threw it well today in the circle. Lang is such a fighter. I watched her battle against us yesterday and then all night against Oklahoma State. She threw a lot of pitches. She's such an athlete out there and such a fighter. So I give her a ton of credit. She pitches with a lot of heart.
It's a big moment, a couple big stages in this sport. You're down a run, and then the 6th and 7th inning, but you've got 2 freshmen who make your biggest plays. Is it kind of a case of they don't know better, or they haven't been through it before?
I don't think it even crossed our minds that we were going to lose that game, to be completely honest. And I know it didn't cross the mind of Hannah and Mary, those two. They love the moment. They live for the moment, and they're prepared for it. They're just so steady in those moments, and they want to be the one in that big moment.
Yes, this is a 2-parter. Did you think that Hannah was due for a hit, due for a big hit, and can you kind of put her freshman season into perspective?
Well, the way her numbers are, she's almost always due for a big hit. She's just had an incredible season. For her, I just didn't want to see her I didn't want to see her press anymore. I felt like she was just kind of getting outside herself. And she needed to let the game come back to her, and it did. It was such a composed at bat. It's the right person to have up in that moment, and I didn't know it had enough to carry. I was getting ready to send, I don't know who it was, Heidi. Heidi had just gotten on. That was a huge at bat, too, for her to be on for Hannah to hit. So, Hannah's just had an incredible freshman season. And she's just so clutch. The amount of runs that she's driven in, it's exactly what she just said, not making the moment any bigger, just trusting herself, trusting her preparation, and just doing what she can on the pitches that she gets.
Coach, after the game, one of the first things the girls did was they went out and saw Coach Todd. For you, what does that mean to you that they did that? And he was also here pretty much the entire weekend.
I'm going to get emotional. This is just one big family, and he's a part of our family. And so when one of us needs the other, we're there for him. And for him to come and support our girls, he has such a big hand in what this program is doing and what it's done. And our girls have a tremendous amount of love and support for him. So I think it speaks to their character that the first thing they wanted to go do is go embrace Todd and show support for him as he showed support for them.
Coach, I just want to take you back to that last play when Autumn laid out for that catch. You're in the dugout. What's going through your mind as that ball gets popped up into the air and you see Autumn lay out?
I can't say it on the cameras. I think we were all just willing her to catch it. I think we were all catching it for her. And then you just hear this roar in our dugout, and then I think Matt just threw my back out. It was just this motion, or this just moment of just pure joy. So much pride and so much, we just were so proud of these girls. Autumn's the only one that can make that play. And you just saw so much heart going out there doing whatever she could to end this game, just like she said. And it was just a really awesome moment for this team.
Might be hard, but can you briefly go back to when you came over here 3 years ago and where this program was at that point to where you've taken it in just 3 short years? And did you think you would be standing here talking to us right now?
I would be lying if I said yes. But I knew the potential was here. I just had a moment with my husband because 2 years ago we were in Florida vacationing, watching on TV, and we weren't here. But it was that year that led to last year, and last year that led to this year. The first year, just seeing so much growth in this team and their belief in themselves set the stage for last year. And then last year's team continuing to elevate this program and work our way into a postseason set the stage for this year. And this team was committed to continuing to push this program forward and with a commitment to not look back. Know where we came from, but to continue to look forward and keep moving this program. And I am just so proud of them. So.
Courtney, was today a matter of just going everything you could in terms of pitching in game one and then worry about game two later? If it came
Absolutely, absolutely. All hands on deck, do whatever we need to do to win game one. And we were going to tag team Autumn and Mary all day if we had to. We were ready to go back to Autumn if we needed to, but Mary was ready to close the door, so we're ready for that too.
I'm trying to make you cry this one, but how big was that tack-on run you got? To have a 2-run lead going into the 7th.
Oh, it was really big, especially where they were in the order with Peregrine coming up. Saw her put one out in the parking lot twice last night, or 2 out in the parking lot last night. So she's an incredible hitter. And just to have a little more breathing room was huge. It's a game of inches. And they got a favorable bounce, and then fortunately it kind of bounced a little out of her glove, and Sydney was able to get in. So it was just nice to know we had that extra cushion, but the way Mary was pitching, I don't think we needed it.
Any more questions for Coach Dyfel? Thank you.